Hi and welcome to another podcast. I'm your host Tom Delgado, and today we're going to talk about hockey. Yeah, and the football season is over, and no more football for 6 months. We're going to talk about the combine, the mock drafts, the draft prospects for the next year, and the free agency. That's going to be very important. But right now, to have some podcast, we're going to talk about hockey. Why? Why hockey? Because I think hockey is the most underrated sport in history and ever. I don't know. Hockey is amazing. It's fast. It's very difficult. You can get bored with hockey. They had the prettiest trophy in all sports, but it's very tough to win a Stanley Cup. That's the name of the champion. Well, the trophy, the final trophy, the Stanley Cup. Uh, is I think it's same as difficult as the Super Bowl. It's extremely difficult to win the Stanley Cup. The playoffs of the NHL of hockey are the best playoffs in the world. You can see them one time. Are amazing. It's extremely amazing. Well, let's talk about some things about hockey because there are some people that don't know about this. Okay, hockey is five players on the ice, um, three forwards, two defense players, and one goalkeeper. Uh, it's like same as football as the points. You score, you get a point, you get a goal, and that's the way. It's very funny because you in the hockey you can fight. Well, if you, for example, a penalty in soccer it's a yellow card. Yeah. In football is a flag and you get penalized with yards. In basketball are technical fouls. They're only fouls, sorry, not technical fouls. Fouls, and if you commit six fouls, you're out of the game. In hockey, is is interesting. That's the word because, for example, you have minor and major. Uh, how's the name of this penalties? For example, the the most famous penalty in hockey is tripping. You put the stick in the other player's feet and he falls down. That's a penalty. You go to the box, yeah, 2 minutes, and your team is short-handed. That's the word. Or yeah, short-handed. Yeah, so right now it's five players against four. You can imagine that. Yeah, that's called power play. And the team that has to defend the power play are called the penalty killers. It's pretty cool. For example, you can fight another player. That's a major penalty. But you only get 5 minutes in the box and you can get out. Yeah, it's very funny. It's amazing. You can fight. It's very dangerous. That is extremely dangerous. But that's a good thing about hockey. It's very exciting. Well, in the hockey, there are two conference, the Western and the Eastern, like in foot, like in basketball. In 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 each conference, they have two divisions. The Western are the Pacific Division and the Central Division, and the Eastern is the Metropolitan Division and the Atlantic Division. Every division has 8 teams. Yeah, all they have 8 teams. It's confusing to see how many teams go to playoffs, but the normal way are 4 teams per division. Yeah, the first four, well, yeah, the 1 to 4 is in each division are going to the playoffs. Yeah, and they face for example the Metropolitan. If a team is number one, they're going to face number four in their division, like that. But sometimes they can in a division can go 5 teams or only 3. That depends on their record. Okay, if I if if I have a team with 95 points, yeah, they count the points in hockey. If if I had 95 points in Metropolitan, but I'm number 5, and the other division in Atlantic, number 4 only has 90 or 88 or below 95, I go to the playoffs as a wildcard team, and that team doesn't go. I don't know if I can explain that. Yeah. If you win, you have 2 points. If you lose, no points. If you tie, or sorry, you can tie in hockey. If you lose in overtime, because well, let's see. If you tie in the regular time, there are 3 periods of 20 minutes. You go to overtime. In regular season, when you go to overtime, it's 3 players against 3 players and one goal, 5 minutes. If you can score on that, because is the first team that scoring in overtime wins, you go to shootout. What is shootout? Okay, you start in the middle of the ice, and you go alone. You go alone. You have like 20 seconds to do something, and you have to score 1-on-1 on the goal. You can go backwards. You can go. You can't go behind the net because you can go behind the net. If you can see a hockey, you can see the ice of hockey. You can see there's a space behind the cage that goes the cage behind the goalie, and you can go there. You can go only straight to the goal and have to score. It's for a lot of people, it's not the most exciting thing because if you score and the other team fails, you win. That's it. It's not like penalties. You have 5, and if in soccer, like you score 3 and just you have to wait. It's yeah, but in playoffs, this is why playoffs are very very good because any team that goes to the playoffs in hockey can win the cup. No matter that the worst team in playoffs, they can win the cup. If they go to overtime in a playoff game, that is also 20 minutes per period, or 3 periods. If the first is 5-on-5, not 3-on-3, it's 5-on-5, yeah, normal, and the first score wins, and that's it. Continuous overtime. And there are some some games that went to 7 overtimes. Think about that. Every period is 20 minutes. I love hockey. Well, we're here to talk about the standings of each division to see how teams are going and the surprises, deceptions, or like I expect that team to do this and some and that stuff. Okay. First, we're going to start in the Eastern with the Metropolitan Division. Okay. We have 8 teams here. Well, we have 8 teams in every division. Okay. We have the Carolina Hurricanes, the Pittsburgh Penguins, the New York Rangers, the Washington Capitals, the Columbus Blue Jackets, the New York Islanders, the New Jersey Devils, and the Philadelphia Flyers. Number 1 is the Carolina Hurricanes, one of the best teams in the league. I'm pretty surprised. Yeah. Maybe this is the year. Number 2, the Pittsburgh Penguins. Number 3, the surprising New York Rangers. Let's talk about the Rangers a little bit. This team started the rebuild some years ago, and they did a very, very good job. They have Igor Shesterkin first, the best goalie right now in the league. Have Adam Fox, Artemi Panarin, amazing playing, amazing player. You have also Mika Zibanejad, a little overrated, but it's a great team. They have a great coach. They play in a Madison Square Garden. They have a huge fans, so it's pretty cool. Number 4, the Capitals, the Ovechkin team. Yeah, Ovechkin, Alex Ovechkin, one of the best players in the league. Yeah, it's very fun. And well, right now there are 4 teams that can go to the playoffs. But the Blue Jackets are tying wins with the Capitals, but they don't have the same amount of points. The Capitals have 65, and the Blue Jackets only 57. But how can be that? They had the same wins. The Washington Capitals have less losses and more losses in overtime, and they have 9, so they have 9 points. The Blue Jackets only has 1 loss in overtime, only 1, so they only have 1 point. That's how it works. Then the disappointing New York Islanders. They have a chance because the season ends in April. No, no, it not ends in April. It ends on um, in May. Sorry, in the first week of May. They have time because this team went to the final conference last year and put the Lightning in 7 games, the champions. Very very disappointing season for them because well, one of the reasons is that they were doing the new arena, the new home, and they had like 20 straight games on the road. That means outside their home. So that's awful. But nah, it's always that they're trying to come back. I don't know. They can do it. They have a very good team, and I like the Islanders because my my uncle loves and he loves the Islanders. So next the Devils, they are on rebuild, so doesn't matter. They have very good players, so they can do some things. That's the Flyers, the same old Flyers. Every day is sad in Philadelphia. Poor Flyers. Really. Well, poor Philadelphia. They had such bad teams. We won't talk about Philadelphia because they own one single podcast because it's terrible. Continue with the Atlantic Division. We had the Tampa Bay Lightning, number one. Well, Tampa Bay, Florida. Tampa Bay Lightning, Florida Panthers, Maple Leafs of Toronto, the Boston Bruins, the Detroit Wings, the Ottawa Senators, the Buffalo Sabres, and the Montreal Canadiens. Pretty fast. Tampa Bay, the champion, number one. Number two, Florida, who is having amazing season. They have a chance to win the cup. Oh yeah, they have a chance to beat the cup, to win the cup, but they have to get over Tampa, and it's very difficult. Number three, the Maple Leafs. That if you see Maple Leafs in the playoffs, they're going to lose. They have an amazing team with all stars, with the best players, and they always end up losing the first round, third, on the second round. Well, it's like that as in football. They the fans say, "Ah, we're going to win the cup," and for like I said, the Boston Bruins, good season. They had bad news about Tuukka Rask, one of the legendary goals of that team. He's going to retire. Oh, he's already retired. So, well, they have a huge difference on Detroit. With they have 68 points, and Detroit has 54. So Detroit is in the good way to reconstruction. It's in a very good way. They have a chance to have an amazing team like the Rangers. Maybe the next year, if they make the right choices in free agency and in draft, so they can do a very good job. Then next year, Senators, the Sabres that are bad, but the Montreal Canadiens. So, oh, sorry, they beat the Golden Knights last year to go to the finals against Tampa. They lose, but it's a very talented team, but bad season. Their coach was terrible. He's already fired. They bring San Louis, a great player, amazing agent for the NHL. He's one to turn this team around. They have time. I don't know if they can do it. It's very difficult, but never know. Now let's go to the Western. We have the Colorado Avalanche, the San Louis Blues, the Minnesota Wild, the Nashville Predators, the Dallas Stars, the Winnipeg Jets, the Chicago Blackhawks, and the Arizona Coyotes. Okay, first the best team in the league, Colorado. The first team in this season to reach the 40 wins, only 10 losses and 4 OT losses. 84 points, they're doing a great job. They have an amazing all-around team. McKinnon and Rantanen. Yeah, amazing. Then the Blues, a huge surprise. Well, not surprise, but I expected to see them 4, 5. But number 2, Tarasenko, O'Reilly. Very good job for them. They can have a huge playoff run. Well, they had to pass the Avalanche, but I think they can do it. Number 2, the Wild, a very good team last year that fell apart against the Golden Knights. Kirill Kaprizov, amazing player, amazing player. They have a bright future, and I don't think they're going to win the cup or being close to win the cup this year. But if they keep doing the right choices, sign good players, maybe just it's just time to them for win the cup. Number 4, the Predators. Very good season for them. They have very good all-around team. Not a superstar. They have just Saros, very good goalie, but that's it. Then the Stars. 61 points against 64 of Nashville. They have a between these two are going to be the number 4 in the Western. Winnipeg, disappointed this. They have a very good team. Connor Hellebuyck, Conn Smythe Trophy winner. Conn Smythe no, Vezina Trophy winner. Vezina Trophy winner means the best goal in the season. The Blackhawks, disappointing again with Marc-Andre Fleury. He's doing not a bad season, but they don't have team. And the Coyotes, as we know, are very bad. Just as the Sabres. So no big surprises here, only Winnipeg disappointing. And then with the last division, the Pacific. Number 1, the Calgary Flames. With Jacob Markstrom, their goalie, doing a very good season. The Vezina Trophy is going to be between Markstrom and Shesterkin. So we have to see that. It's very tight right now. Number 2, the LA Kings. Surprise, surprise, Kings surprise. They have 65 points. Doing a very good job. Jonathan Quick is doing a great job. I want to say he's going to return to his old years, like Conn Smythe Trophy winner and all the stuff. But they were doing a very good job. Third, the Golden Knights, that they have one of the best teams all around, but don't have a goalie. Robin Lehner is not in his best season. They should get traded this offseason because he's not doing a good job. And 2 other goalies, I don't remember the name right now, but Golden Knights is not a bad season. I think they're going to have another huge playoff run if they don't face Edmonton. As we know, number 4 is Edmonton, the Oilers. With 63 points. Knights with 64 in number 3, and number 2, the LA Kings with 65, so it's very tight. Also, the Canucks. The Anaheim Ducks, 61 points. So between the 2 and the number 5 is very close. So I can't put a prediction right now because it's very close. I'm a huge fan of Golden Knights, so I expect them to win and to have a great fun for please win the cup. Well, as I said, number 4, the Edmonton Oilers, that they have Conor McDavid, the best player in the league. Leon Draisaitl, the second best player in the league. Yamamoto, Nugent Hopkins, great offensive players, defense, so and goalie, and bad coaching. Right now, they fired their old coach and they have a new coach that is going to turn this team around, probably. But right now, I don't see them anywhere close to the cup. No. I see more. I think I want to stay like this. Number 1, Calgary, and number 4, Edmonton, to see the biggest rivalry in one of the biggest rivalries in hockey, Calgary and Edmonton. Number 5, as I said, the Anaheim Ducks. Good season, surprising for them. And number 6, the Vancouver Canucks. 58 points, disappointing because they have Peterson, Brook Bowser. They have a good team, but no. Again, disappointing for them. 7, San Jose Sharks. Nothing to do with them. They don't have a good team. After that final run, the playoff run to reach the finals, nothing more. And number 8, the expansion team, the Kraken. That disappointing. Because we saw that Vegas, with an expansion team, that means the first team, a team in his first year, they reached the finals. And now Seattle is the 3rd worst team in the league. So that's it. Very fast, very clear about what is the parts of hockey. The next podcast is going to be about hockey, to talk about more of these, to see the players' favorite for trophies and all that stuff. So that's now for it. I hope you enjoyed this hockey podcast, and I'm going to do more for you to understand. So let's go, Knights, and goodbye. Have a good night.